During Sir Bobby Robson's first season in charge of Newcastle United, a number of transfers were made to strengthen the squad to try and avoid relegation and start building for the future. Players such as Daniel Cordoni, Christian Becerras and Diego Gallivan were brought in from abroad, mixed in with a couple of British players such as Kevin Gallagher and Kieran Dyer. Overall, during the 99-2000 season, Newcastle's net spend was £9.6 million. The £25 million spending offset by sales of Dietmar Hamann and Alessandro Pistone. And since you last saw me at the start of the transfer window, I brought in some household names like Steven Dickov, Abdoulaye Conte and Michel Berti. It might be a long rest of the season, although our schedule might not suggest that. Hi guys, welcome back to Being Sir Bob. It's episode 5. I am TedRedwood FM, or Ed, and yeah, we last saw each other around the start of the transfer window and a lot has happened. So you met Marko Grujic, Predrag Rajkovic and Mario Pasalic. I've been informed that all these guys, especially Predrag Rajkovic, are pretty well known transfers. I've not done any higher level things so far in FM18. This is the highest I've gone, so I had no idea, but yeah, Rajkovic is pretty good, isn't he? If we look at the transfers apart from that, we've signed a lot of players since then. We've signed 13 players. Most of them are young prospects, in fact pretty much all of them bar one or two, so I'll cover all the important ones now. So I don't know if I mentioned this guy before, but Logan Matez has come in, a French winger, unfortunately right-footed, but you know, the potential is there for him to be the new Laurent Robert. He's good crossing, dribbling, first touch, passing technique. For 17 years old, work rate's great, so that's very un-Robert-like. Flair is 15 though, so that's exciting. Then some really good physicals. Unfortunately, he's unambitious, so I'm going to have to bring in someone towards the end of the season to tutor him, but he's currently on loan at Derby for the rest of the year. But so far, so good, and he cost me £2.3 million from Troyes. I think I mentioned him before, but possibly not. Another young player with potential, Steven Dickov, 17-year-old Scottish winger. Both these guys are regens, by the way. Really good physicals. Mentals are lacking in some key areas, but really good work rate, vision, teamwork, flair. All really nice. Determination's a 10, so he's a balance. He's on loan at Ipswich at the moment. Again, we'll get someone to tutor him when he's back. But they've gone out on loan for game time, these guys. And then technicals on this guy. Technique is 16, and then crossing 11, dribbling 13, finishing 13, first touch 14. We've got two really good wingers now, which is really positive. And this guy likes a free kick a little bit as well. If I can train up his free kicks, he could be our Nobby Solano, albeit a Scottish version rather than a South African version. Hold on. Hello?
Hello. What drink did you say you wanted?
If any of the Alpros are on offer, then coconut, but if they're not, then just generic unsweetened soya, please. Like the Tesco carton one. Thank you.
Okay, alright, no problem.
Bye. In terms of other youngsters, there's a few that have come in, a lot of nominal fees in there and a 600k one. I'll cover these guys if they get anywhere near the pitch, to be honest, because a lot of them are Italian. And they're just currently sitting in our youth teams. Potentially got good potential, but we'll see. But I thought it was worth bringing him in now rather than bigger teams poaching him when their contract expires. But in terms of other transfers, I think I mentioned some of these guys at the time. So Valon Berisha has come in from Lazio for 2.6 million, was it? Yeah, 2.6 million. Solid enough physicals. He's not a beast by any means. He's about 5'8" or so. He can play anywhere along that attacking midfield line. He's a right footer, likes to play inside forward. Really nice mentals as well. Plays for Kosovo. I think he used to play for Finland because I mentioned he's one of the Berisha boys. How many caps he got for Finland, the game doesn't know. But yeah, he's with us now and he started off really well. And again, nice technicals. He's not great at crossing. Everything else is pretty solid though, so just a nice option to have. He's come off the bench 4 times so for us. 1 goal, 1 assist. Played 2 games in the FA Cup and been bang average at best, but yeah, nice option. Daniel Amati comes in from Leicester City, now 24 years old in my database, 4.5 million. We've got Manquillo at right back, and I was lacking at the time because Manquillo was injured, so Amati comes in, good all-rounder in terms of physicals. I'm pretty happy where the mentals are. Again, I'd say they're good for what we're looking for. Determination's good, work rate's good. positioning's okay, teamwork's okay, so fine enough there, concentration's alright, and then he can tackle, he can mark, and he can head a bit. And as a fullback, that's amazing. He can also play centre back. We're looking for solid fullbacks to begin with, and then we'll go from there. But I think a really solid sign for 4.5, and so far he's played 4 games for us and got a 7.28, so can't complain. Alfonso Pedraza comes in. Again, he might be someone people sign, but I don't know. I think his contract was up at the end of the season. This is the joy of this database, is that a load of players just have their contracts brought forward a year, and I assume he just wouldn't negotiate with them. So we picked him up for the pricey sum of 525,000. He's not played for us much yet. He's played in the FA Cup once and the Premier League once and been average. But really good all-round technical, 22 years old, Spanish player, 3-star current, 4-star potential. Mental's really nice, like pretty average and rounded. But again, in the right sort of areas, he's fairly sporting, so I'd like to tutor him a bit, but as a rotation option, probably unlikely. And then physicals are okay. If we can get everything up by a point or two, then he is potentially dynamite. Left winger, I don't know if I mentioned that. I probably did. Left winger, Pedraza, yay! And then we had issues at left back. Paul Dummett was injured, and I didn't really... I didn't really fancy Javi Garrido to do a job, although actually he's done quite well so far. So we've brought in 2 players on loan. One's from Everton, 2.5-star current, 3.5-star potential, Anthony Robinson. He's 21 now. These guys are sort of championship quality at best, but I thought I'd bring him in for a bit of depth. He's fine. He might sign permanently, but probably not. And we also got Jordi Gasper from Monaco. So 21 years old, French, 2-star current, 4-star potential. He's a right back though, but he can play a bit of left back as well, so just more cover across the back line. And then the results. So we met for this 2-0 loss to Fulham. We've since played Cardiff, smashed them 4-0. Iosa Perez getting 4 goals, which is crazy. Attendance is a bit down, don't know if that's going to change. I'll have a look as we go through. We then played Rotherham in the 3rd round of the FA Cup, and Mitrovic got the winner there. We were all over him. Deserved more than one, but one's better than none, right? Unfortunately then succumbed. It's got to be Sakame. I don't know. 2-0 to Southampton. Charlie Austin, Nathan Redmond, both on the score sheet. Pasalic got sent off in the last minute, which was annoying. Brighton were up next at St James's. We put them away 3-0. Matt Ritchie, Chancellor Member and Mitrovic on the scoreline there. Before an FA Cup game against Burton, again at home. Attendance is still hovering around the 40,000 mark. Pasalic and Mitrovic and Roberts scored for us, and then Sabara for Burton with about 12 minutes left, so as a consolation. Then played Watford away. Matt Ritchie with 2, Valon Berisha with 1. Deulofeu made it a bit iffy to bring it back to 2-1 with about 20 minutes left, but Berisha got the goal to secure us the victory there. And then we just played and beat Leicester, who are going quite well in the league actually. 2-0, Mitrovic and Pasalic. We've looked incredibly solid. We've scored more goals than I would have expected because we don't create a huge amount of chances, but yeah, we're just looking quite solid at the back despite conceding a few goals in that run. Yeah, happy. Let's look at the league. So we are currently 10th. We have a game in hand on Huddersfield and Wolves above us. Wolves are like 12 points ahead, so I'm not going to look at them. Huddersfield are 4 points ahead and in 9th. If you would have told me 10, 12 games ago that we'd be in this position, I wouldn't have believed you, to be completely honest. I don't know what's happened. Just it's still quite bunched in there between 16th and 10th. There's 6 points, but the relegation teams or teams in the relegation spots are quite far off now. We're 13 clear of 18th, so we can start looking up the league. I think 7th is probably a bit of a push. We're 12 points off that, but you never know. I mean, we potentially have a route into Europe anyway. We're in the 5th round of the FA Cup against Sunderland, which will be an episode on its own, no doubt. Time with Derby, gotta be, hasn't it? And just an FYI, it's still disgustingly hot in England, and I'm having a mini Calippo. And to be honest, I'm not wearing trousers or shorts, I'm just in my boxers. I'm not sure Sir Bobby Robson would approve of that. But the team for today against Manchester United, we've got Rajkovic in goal, and Marty, Lascelles and Mbemba, who's just gone in real life. I'm gutted because I really liked Mbemba. But there you go, that's how things are under Mike Ashley at the moment. And Anthony Robinson at fullback. We've got Isaac Hayden and Pasalic in the middle, with Ritchie and Berisha on the wings, and Mitrovic and Perez up front. Some of the decisions I've had to make, so Dummett and Garrido are carrying little injuries, so they don't start at left back, so having to start the youngster from Everton. Ki Sung Yang is injured, as well as Jacob Murphy, so they don't get onto the bench. We've got a number of these youngsters down here as well, so they don't really count. Rolando Aaron's also injured. And in the middle, I'm sort of just rotating a bit between Hayden, Grujic, Pasalic and Shelby at the moment. Shelby keeps letting me down, so less of him. One of the harder decisions on the bench was what to do with my striking option. So Dwight Gale has been performing pretty well so far in the season. He's got 9 goals in 16 Premier League games, so I probably should have him on the bench. In fact, I will. Just in case it all goes a little bit wrong. We got too many mids in there, so I'm actually going to move John Joe Shelby off the bench. We do have Hatem Ben Arfa, so I said he's coming back, and here he is. He's only played 1 game in the league and did okay, and in the cup 1 assist. He's looked really good so far. I guess a really good dribbling, first touch technique all help. Flair's nice. So I kind of played him in that false 9 role when he comes on, and he holds the ball up pretty nicely and brings the other players in. So yeah, happy days. So we get into the game. Man U with a pretty standard lineup. De Gea in goal. Semedo, Lindelof, something like that. Jones and Darmian at the back. Semedo's just come in from Barcelona on this version. Barcelona signed him for 27 and then sold him in January for 18, which is very odd. But in the middle, it's Paul Pogba and Matic, and then Rashford, Mata, Lingard and Lukaku in the forward roles. Man U are, or at least they were, I should probably have checked this. We've been on a good run. I mean, Perez loves it. Man U were unbeaten in the league, which I'll confirm in a minute, so we'll see how this goes. I'm not expecting much. I probably should have set up more defensive. Yeah, they're still unbeaten. 25 draws, I wish. 25 wins, 3 draws, or this is one of the draws as it stands. We'll see how it goes. We'll see. I'm not expecting anything from this game, but I wanted to show off a big team. But Richie has it on the right-hand side, cuts in field. We've been allowed quite a bit of space in that sort of area. Hayden out wide to Berisha, who crosses it in. Mitrovic is there and hits the bar. That was a superb opportunity. Oh, that's probably going to be the only opportunity we get in the game as well. We've held the ball there, but surely, yeah, end of the highlight. Throw in on the right. Daniel Amati gives it to Pasalic. We're holding it on the right-hand side really nicely. There's not a lot on those there. Hayden does get away in the middle, though. Gives it to Ayoza Perez. Drops to Pasalic. Just outside the box. Falls for Richie. Deflected to him. It's quite an easy shot that De Gea gets his hands behind. Highlight is continuing. De Gea kicks it out. Lascelles with the header. Unfortunately, it looks like Man U are going to keep hold of it. Lukaku's just burst through the middle, and good save from Rajkovic. Just 40 minutes gone, so 5 minutes left of the half. Man U get a free kick, which Lukaku inexplicably takes from near the halfway line. Seems to work from though, because Matic gets an easy shot on goal from the edge of the area, and Rajkovic doesn't really fancy moving for it. In case you're wondering, yes, this is a nice new shirt. It's really nice, isn't it? Primark, tenner, bargain. So half time arrives. We are 1-0 down. I asked for showing something different, even though there's only really been one proper highlight for each team, because I don't consider their goal a real highlight. I'm going to bring off Hayden because he's struggling a little for fitness, and he's not really endearing. So Grujic can come on for him. Apart from that, I'm just going to leave it for now. We'll see how the game progresses around like 60 minutes or so, because I'm really boring. That's when I make all my subs. Just over 25 minutes left. Nothing is happening. Pasalic, whatever your name is. Pasalic is now struggling a little bit as well. So I'm going to make an odd decision and bring on Florian Lejeune for him, then switch him and Grujic around. So Grujic has a bit of a centre-mid attack role. Lejeune can just sit in front of the back 4. And then out of interest, I'm going to bring on Hatem Ben Arfa and just drop him into Perez's false 9 role. Just see if a bit more technical ability does anything for us. Man United with a throw in. Jones down the left side. Very far for a centre-back to be taking a throw in, but okay. Robinson heads clear and Berisha runs at the defence, gives it to Ben Arfa. There's not a lot on ahead of him, especially with Mitrovic up there. We're relying on Ben Arfa to do it all himself, and he does, and gives it to Mitrovic, who heads over the bar. Arguably, we've had the better chances today, and unfortunately just not clinical enough. I was going to say Mitrovic being on is fine because he gets the headers, but I mean Gale with his pace maybe would have worried Man U a bit more. But I think we've performed really well, and Matt Ritchie's now injured, so there you go. Game, set, match. So that is it. Man U beat Newcastle United 1-0 at St James's Park. That's a real shame. We played really well there. I'm actually going to tell them that. Unlucky. It wasn't to be. So Matt Ritchie is out between 3 and 4 weeks. That's fine. I'll deal with the press conference in a minute. But that leaves us, if I can click off this thing, that leaves us 10th in the table. So we are 4 points off Huddersfield still, 12 points off Wolves, Liverpool in 7th. 14 off Tottenham in 6th, so very unlikely, but you never know. Leicester doing really well in 5th at the moment and not far off the Champions League. In fact, it's only goal difference keeping them out. Where I see you next, really obvious, we're playing Sunderland in the FA Cup. We might bring you Huddersfield as well because they're quite close in the league, so it's going to be an exciting double to bring. But if you've enjoyed that and you're looking forward to more Being Sir Bob, please do like and subscribe. Comment if anything is relevant. I'm recording this pretty live, so yeah, do let me know. But thank you very much for watching.